Inflation is a dirty word in general, right? Unless it comes to your savings account. You may have heard a lot of people talking these days about high yield savings.
Then it's okay, right? So while you're probably used to seeing pennies in interest added to your normal savings account each month, these other accounts promise larger returns, up to 5 or 6% in some cases. Consumer investigator Steve Steger looks at the pros and cons.
Build savings account.
If you spent any time online,
build your wealth.
You've heard the buzz about high-yield savings accounts.
Best believe my money's gonna work for me.
For those of us of a certain age, it sounds tempting. We're used to savings accounts that pay pennies, not dollars in interest.
Frankly, money in a savings account wasn't doing a whole lot more than money sitting in a jar, right?
Eric Crom is the president of Clear Creek Advisors and a certified financial planner. We asked him the first question: what is a high-yield savings account?
It's really no different than your general savings account.
It's just as liquid as a traditional savings account, meaning you have access to your money just like you would there. And instead of the traditional savings account that offers an interest rate on average of about 0.4%, these accounts offer anywhere from 4 to 6% APY.
And as we felt inflation come hard, and that we were dealing with the negative impacts of that from an expense standpoint, one of the silver linings is that we can now make some money on our safe investments.
Crom says these accounts are protected just as much as your traditional savings accounts. The FDIC covers up to $250,000.
Every dollar you have, you might as well get as much as you can.
The cons: you're usually only going to find rates like this at an online bank, which can make some people uncomfortable.
The reality is online institutions probably have less overhead than brick and mortar, so they're paying more.
And that 4 to 6% return rate may not last forever if the feds lower interest rates this year.
That would be a bummer. And these accounts don't offer as much return as you can get in other investments. So it's not a great place to park all of your life savings. But for short-term savings, like say an emergency fund, maybe you're saving for a car, high yield savings is a good place to put your money and make it work for you for a little while.
See, inflation is good in this sense.
Right? Well, and think about it. Like, we've never really known a period, right, since we've been savers, that savings accounts have paid off well. People in like 70s and 80s, they remember savings accounts that actually paid. But for us, it's more like, you just park your money in there because it really is kind of like a piggy bank.
And so are the experts recommending maybe you have two different kinds of savings account? One with one bank that you can get that money a little bit easier, one in the high yield savings account that you can just kind of keep that money
Yeah,
there.
and there are a lot of high yield savings accounts in those online banks that'll have a debit card where you can use an ATM at a relatively low fee to get your money. But if you're more comfortable with having your money in an account where you can actually go and see a banker, a traditional bank account works too. But it's just a good spot to, if you've got some cash that you're saving for something and you don't want it to just sit there for months and not really do anything for you, it does something.
Now's the time before the interest rates change, because then that all changes, of course, as well.
Because, of course, if you have your money in one of those accounts now and the interest rates go down, you might see your rate go down.
Right.
All right, good advice, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you.